am a little bit. I've been this is the first time like it's like this,
Oh,
but
it's your
no,
first podcast.
it's my first podcast ever. I've been to Bay FM twice, but it's not like this.
Okay.
They question me and you have to speak within 5-10 minutes, so they
Yeah.
ask it very quickly. So
Okay.
this is my
And then
first.
a lot of BFM is like, you don't have to look good or look like anything really. You just need to speak.
Sound good,
Yeah. So
We're running.
okay.
Running. So, afternoon, gents and ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Brave with the Brain. I'm Josh from D3 Media. Today we've got Mr. Rodney K from noughties to 90s.
90s to noughties.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah, first one. Nee, cut that one. Cut that one. I'm looking at his chest and I say it wrong.
That is just the norm. That is just the norm.
Is that the norm?
Everybody.
Start with
Some
noughties
people
and then
call
it
it.
goes to 90s.
Some people call it the noughties. Some people call it the 90s. Other people say noughties to 90s. It's just it's a homegrown brand. You can call
Yeah.
it whatever you want.
I think there's too much energy. I think let's not cut it. Without further ado, my friend, welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
First
much
of
for
all.
having me.
It's really a pleasure. As I said on the phone, you've definitely got a creative space. It has definitely caught the eye. I hope to my viewers and to your viewers as well.
Thank you.
Do you mind giving us a short introduction as to who is Rodney?
Okay, so my name is Rodney K. I am a teacher, originally born and bred from Port Elizabeth, and I am a DJ part-time, one can say.
Okay.
And I host an event called 90s to Noughties. It's like
Okay.
all interlinked,
Okay.
you
Cool.
know.
So as I told you, our podcast headline is basically how your side hustle turned into a business and how you maintain it. Is there, or you can explain to us where everything started for you?
So from the beginning, okay. So my story actually starts from desperation, you know.
Desperation.
Desperation to a point where I was unemployed for a number of years.
Okay.
Didn't get jobs, didn't get interviews, applied every month, month to month you applying and you're spending like 200 Rand on CVs and you just agencies and wherever and you are getting no responses. And the time goes by and it's that way you're looking at yourself and like, yeah, I'm getting older and nothing is happening. I have no experience. And you panic. You don't know what to do. And that led to me to a point where I thought, okay, no, I have been working in nightclubs since the age of 18. I started as a bouncer and then I was mostly a barman throughout my clubbing career, as you could say. And I would always just listen to club owners talk and, steal with my eyes and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let me try this. Let me try this event and see where it goes. And then I made a few phone calls, I don't also want to name drop people, So I
Can you tell us where your first club gig was?
My first club gig was at Memories. It's a place called Memories in Circular Drive.
So, Lorraine, eh?
I think so, yes. Circular Drive, Lorraine, it's like a pool center. So this guy, his name is Jason Radlin. He phoned me and he said, listen, don't you want to come here? I have a space for you. I want to do this thing. And I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. I'll make a few calls. And I phoned my friends first phone call was Kato, Roland Bowers. No, he's been doing nightclub posters for as long as I've known him. He's been doing all the after party and those were posters, Godfather, and I asked him, said, look here, I'm going to start this thing. I need help. He said, I'm going to do the first poster for you for free. We see where it goes and then we'll decide after that. I said, okay, no, it's cool. Next phone call, phoned a friend of mine is a DJ. Nah, they're not really interested. And second phone call was Derek Jambaya, all the way from George. And I'm like, Derek, listen, I want to start something. There's no name to the party or anything, there's no name that says 90s to noughties and we're just going to do a 90s party.
Yeah.
And no, I'm going to support, I'm going to help, I'm going to pay my petrol fee and see what you can get at the end of the night, and I'll come through, no problem. Okay, cool. So I have one DJ on the list. Next person, friend of mine as well, very good friend, Benna B. I don't know if you know Brandon Filmata. So Benna, I phoned Benna. I said, look here. He says, okay, no, it's all right. We'll do it. So if you can just pay my petrol, sorted. Then I started selling tickets. So literally 90s was a thing where I would go to people's houses. I would go as like a friend of mine. Listen, yeah, I'm going to start a party or I'm going to have a party. It's here. Don't you want to buy a ticket? Nah, leave it. That's fine. We'll do it. And my nerves is finished because when you add up these amounts, it's a sound system. It's a DJ. It's traveling expenses, and it's advertising. And it sounds like a little, but if you add it up, it adds up to quite a bit. And I don't know how am I gonna pay this people. So most of the time I was just at home stressing my mind out. How am I going to just pay this party? And people are just taking tickets, they'll support, but there's no money coming in and I'm panicking. The last week of the party, then the people started, paying tickets, and I'm like, oh, I can pay Derek. I can do this. So that night we ended up having the first party. It was, I remember Kato made it was a cassette. Below it said 90, and it was the theme, the black and white party. It was on the 8th of September 2018. But the cassette, and below that it was 90s to noughties. So 90s to noughties is actually 90s music and 2000s music, which he turned into a brand. So that was the black and white party was the first party. So we had 174 people. I could cover expenses. We had a good night. We had a nice crowd. It was a nice vibe. And I told myself, look,
where was this?
At Memories.
Oh,
in
Memories.
Circular Drive.
Sorry.
Yes. And then I told myself, look here, done. I'm not going to do this again. This is too much stress. This is too much pressure. This is not for me. Let me just, I'm okay. I'm out. 2 weeks later, a friend of mine that used to stay in our street, her name is Venetia. She's part of a biker club. Her boyfriend's name is Mikey. They phoned me. They like, listen here, we heard you had a party last week. When is the next one? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do another thing. She's like, look, do another one, man. Do another one. We weren't there. We also want to come. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to ask the guys again. So we only had 90s, only started with 3 DJs, Benna, myself, and Derek.
Yeah.
And then, oh yes, not to forget Courtney, Whittaker Photography. I asked him also to do photography, photos and stuff like that. And he came in, and then, yes, he was also part of the brand. And then Kato, and that was 90s to noughties. That was the team. And we had another one. Derek said he couldn't come for that second one. And then my next gig, I'm like, how am I going to do this now? And then it came up and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to give Easy E a call. Easy E and Klibo, the house cats. So I swapped Derek with Easy E and Klibo. And then the numbers went from 174 to 246.
Okay.
And then it became the party started growing now.
Yeah.
So everybody expected it's like, oh no, this is what it is. And that's how 90s to noughties started. And then as time goes by, Kato would do the marketing. So the name 90s to noughties purely comes from him, as well as my logo RK. So we reversed the R and he put the K together.
Show the camera your sleeve.
This one here.
Yeah.
So he made this. And that's when the brand started. So the full brand says Rodney K, 90s
I got a
to
sponsored
noughties
kit
here as
today,
well. So, and that's how he started the brand. And he's like, I'm going to make changes. And I'm like, no, just leave it just like that. It looks nice. And that's the start of 90s to noughties. And Rodney K.
Welcome back. So, you've just described basically your earlier walkthrough, right?
Yes.
And a question that I ask almost everybody on the podcast is there any formal training that you've attended or inquired or saw an online webinar? Is there somebody that you were kind of watching or inspired the movement for you?
A lot of my inspiration comes from local guys. So in my time, the person that I used to admire the most was J by J. He was the MC.
Shout out Jayba, yeah, for sure.
J by J, and obviously Derek Jambaya,
Shout out.
Easy E, Klibo, Super Faya. You know, when we were at school, I was at school at
Okay.
St. Thomas, and 1996 till 2000, the first DJs that I've seen in my life or come to know was Derek and Faya. And at that time, they weren't as popular as what they were now, as what they are now. That time, they were also just a DJ trying to play and entertain crowds, you know. And later on, moving up, Garth Vader, and then you know, those were the guys that I would look up to. But I actually started DJing or learning to DJ in 2013, watching YouTube videos. I would sit, I think, a full year, if not longer. I would sit and watch YouTube videos on how to beat mix, beat match, and you know, how to mix two songs together. And I bought myself this little Newmark Mix Track Pro thing. No, Mix Track, it was just the Mix Track 2, I think. By the way, that thing's still alive today, né? I sold it to a guy called Limplicity, Liam Peterson.
It's a very good friend of mine.
Yes,
Shout
he
out to you
bought
too.
it. And then I think Mark Williams bought it from him. And we had a thing now not too long ago, earlier in the year. And he showed me, here's your controller. And it still works. And I bought it back, I think, 2013.
Yeah.
So,
It's very interesting that you say that, because it leaves you with, give or take, from the time that you say you started watching YouTube from 2013 to 2018, am I right?
yes.
That's like 5 years.
It's 5 years before the event
to pick
actually.
up something,
Yes.
to learn, to get into it, to how can I say, establish yourself,
Yes.
and to get to a level that you're actually hosting your own event
So,
or party now.
to be honest with you, I never thought that it would be this. I never thought. It was just like myself and Ben and Derek, we used to be in a group, and all we spoke about, you know, on the WhatsApp group the whole day was speakers and sound and mixes and, you know, that type of stuff. And then I told them, you know what, guys, maybe one day I'm going to have an event. The only thing I want to buy is a car, so that I can ride my sound around to do small private functions, and my studies, to study teaching, because I always wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
And what was it? And to buy myself a sound system, to have private functions. That was the only initial thing. And how was I going to do it? So then I would go like to J-By. We'd go to South Boulevard. I'm like, J-By, teach me how to talk on a mic. How do you really talk, you know? And then J-By would like, do this, do that. And, you know, I would learn. So most of the stuff that I say comes from similar to what he used to say. And there's my own stuff that I have to the party. But the actual person that taught me how to DJ, mix two songs together, was Kali B. You know, Kali B is one of the old school DJs. He comes from Kali B he's like one of the original. He comes from, you know, the previous generation, like the Chezzy B's and the Dr. Beats and those guys, Davey D's and those. It comes from that generation. And he taught me on a Thursday night, myself and a friend of mine, Hans, Lyndon Freeman.
Yeah.
And my cousin Brent Carolus. The three of us would play on a Thursday night at my house, just jam. Guys, we don't know what we are doing.
Yeah.
And Hans said he's going to bring Kali. And Kali came, and Kali's like, look here, you're going to pay me a bottle of rum every Thursday night.
Yeah.
So I had to scrape money together to pay him, you know, and he would teach me, and I would just, like, every day, I would learn, and then I will, you know, go into different, you know, I'll try some R&B today. And that was probably the most difficult genre for me to mix, R&B. And I spent a lot of time there. So that's why I think I became more a R&B DJ as per se. And then later on, I moved over to the oldies, the old school. It's got a lot of instruments in there. And also, the beat is not it's not a fixed beat, so you have to jog the whole time, you know. So it was also a little bit of a difficult thing. So it required quite a bit of practice. So yeah, mostly on my own.
Yeah. It's always interesting for me to hear stuff like this. I mess around, but I can't call myself a DJ, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how active you are on social media, but the past couple of weeks I've been looking a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not putting a magnifying glass or
Yes, yes.
investigating you about to crit or anything. I'm just saying that it's very strange, if I can use the word strange, not in a bad way at all,
Yeah.
but for you to sit still, like to be honest with you on the podcast now, I don't think I've ever disclosed this, but I wasn't living in PE during that time
Yes.
when you were now doing your thing,
Yeah.
right? For me to sit back, being back in PE now, and to be listening to somebody's story and saying like, this is how they started. There is places like Netflix that had, it's obviously one of the biggest platforms in the world now, streaming wise. But they had something there that said, don't give up. We started with DVDs once upon a time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And to look back over your shoulder now, DVDs was actually a thing.
Yes.
Whether you're buying it officially in the shop or buying it like the guys at the taxi rank or whatever the case may be. So for a DJ, it's always, I've had three, ne? I've had three on already. And one of the things I have to ask you, because this is like the cream of the cake.
Yes.
How did you fall in love with your catalog? So you've already told us that you like the hip hop R&B
Yes.
vibe and jab. How did you fall in love with it, and how did it come to the point where you decided this is for me? Because you already told us that some of the names you've mentioned
Yes.
is a different genre, which
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with, but you find yourself basically. So how do you get to that point where you're like, this is for me, I'm gonna make this work now?
So
Sorry if I put you on the spot.
no,
here a little bit.
I'm trying to gather my, put my words together so that I can put it in together nicely. So I told myself once 90 started, right, with like the 200, and it's for many years, it stayed on 350 people. That was that was the
maximum.
maximum people. Now and then, if it was a busy weekend, busy time, it will be like all businesses. You have your peaks and your troughs, or your dips, and you have like, but I decided and I sat down and I told myself, I'm going to give this party a character. That will be the character, and we will play only within those parameters. I will use DJs from that time because I come from that era. I'm 1998, 2000 era, that type of thing. So the people that comes to that party are the same people that they were with me, in Club Delight and Rascals and the Razzmatazz and the after party. We were physically there, and the music that played in that time. So basically, 90s to noughties is not really an event. Whoa, it's not really an event.
Sorry about it. They're modifying our usher background here.
It's
Taking us out of California.
Yeah.
it's basically a night where a 40-year-old or 45-year-old goes back into time, and you are 20 for that one night. So that's why the party is also not every weekend or every month or something. Once in a while, every 10 weeks, every 8 weeks, we'll do one.
Okay.
So that's the character, and I always just kept it like that.
Yeah.
So it's not really something where you won't also see me as popular as a DJ, like on a social media platform. I do a TikTok thing now and then. I'll just have like a jam session for an hour or so, and then it will go. It depends who's all in the stream. Then we will take it a little bit longer. But I'm not a DJ as in I'm going to now, do something all the time. And I'm also not going to change it because that's something that works. And I'd rather do something different, but then why change a winning recipe,
Yeah.
you see?
Don't follow where it's working.
Yeah.
No, I get you. One of the other things that also I have to ask is that the previous guys that I had on the podcast obviously told me how they started or where they started. So one of them had a friend that had equipment, and they started like in the Hausa era for us, right? And the other one was blessed enough for the equipment to be available to him at his house. How does that process start for you? Because you're describing. I'm trying to keep my laugh in because I actually saw this at my granny's house week before last. She still had like two records, as in the LP there.
Yes.
And she still has those TDK cassettes. So those of you with no TDK cassettes, this is like the real ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you time your song on the radio and hit record, and then you hope this DJ doesn't spoil it. You know,
With the ad
with
or
the
he
ad
talks in
or
between.
say something.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was back then. It was called, before it was Bay FM. It was called, I think, Ubuntu FM. I'm not sure. I think it's the same radio station, and we would do the same thing.
Okay.
You have your little radio next to the bed.
Yeah.
You have your cassette as well, and then the song starts. Then you press record.
Hmm.
So for me, I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything. I started at home. We had a hi-fi system.
Okay.
Dixon.
Is this now with what is the setup? That's what I mean. Is there a CD? Is there cassettes? Is there LP? What is going on?
Well, I was always been collecting like an old computer from this one, and
Okay.
put it together and stuff like that. But I bought myself a Dixon system, two speakers and an amplifier, and then I had a laptop and I had virtual DJ on there, and I started playing, and that's how I learned. And then over time, I bought the controller, and that's where it started. That was my equipment. Never really had rented or anything. My first time I actually rented something was for the first 90s.
Okay.
Which was two JBL 18s and two JBL 15s tops. That was the first time I rented something.
Okay.
And then later on, I met a guy called Vivian Peterson, named Vivian
Uncle
Peterson.
Viv, yeah.
Uncle Viv, Master V.
Oh,
and
is his name Master V? I'm gonna
Master-
start calling
his
you
DJ
that Uncle
name is
Viv. I hope
Master V.
you see this Uncle Viv. Master V from now.
Master V actually plays a very important role to 90s to noughties, because he's been doing 90s to noughties sound ever since the first party up until now, recently. So he's very much part of the brand.
Okay.
And Master V is always, Rods, I bought new gear, we're gonna test it out, that type of thing. And we've built the relationship together. So sometimes when he's there, then he shouts and he's having a bad day. Sorry, sir. I'm like, okay, Master V, ons gaan nou stry. That's how he is. But that's the relationship the two of us have. And he's been doing 90s to noughties ever since. So.
Okay. Does he occasionally, this is for clickbait to tease him a little bit, but does he occasionally gooi 'n lekker karaoke or
But
not that guy?
when he's setting up, then he jams there. Then he jams. I see now he's staying at the parties now. Normally he sets up and then he has to go and he has to do sit-ups elsewhere.
Hey,
But
don't get me in
Master
trouble
V is
with
now
Master V
on.
now. I'm only
He
teasing
stays
Uncle
now.
Viv.
We have a technician on site.
Okay.
So no, he doesn't play, but he's more from a technician point of view.
Okay. Nice. Shout out Uncle Viv, definitely. With that being said, like you touched on a very important topic, right? With regards to you having an event or having an event at a venue, I don't want to call it competition per se,
Yeah.
but you're not the only DJ in the world. You're not the only person to rock a party in the world.
Yes.
You're not the only person that decides at the end of summer,
Yeah.
this is my time, it's now,
Yes.
How important is it for you to focus on what is going on and what is working for you and to not get distracted?
Okay.
Because there is a possibility, there's an end of term on the night that you're having yours. There is a possibility, there's a golden oldies on the same,
Or there's a similar event.
or there's a similar event.
That happens quite. It's quite a common thing. You see, the thing is, what I do is, you look as an event planner. You have to look at your competition and what's happening at on the other side. You can't avoid that. Otherwise, you are treading in waters that's very dangerous. But I would say I just focus on my party. I focus on giving a good quality party. We know what the character is of the party. Stay within the parameters. Focus, is there enough Is there enough? Will there be enough alcohol? Will there be enough security? Will there be enough safe parking? Will there be, you have to focus on things like that. The moment you get distracted and focus on the competition, that's where you sort of stumble. So you shouldn't focus on someone else's thing. You should just purely focus on what you do and do the best a possible party on the night that you can do. Because like Derek always says, you are only as good as your last performance. He's a DJ. So for 90s, we'll only be as good as the last party we had, and we have to start all over again. Everything starts from the start when we start the next party again. So I have to put in 100% effort for this one, like I did for the last one. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. But that's what you have to do.
Okay.
I think also with anything else, anybody that does something, there's always going to be someone else. You must just focus on giving your best. And, you have a plan, you follow that plan, and don't be distracted by it.
Thanks for it. I really learned something from it personally, and I really mean it. I've been inside now from events for a couple of months, and we've started finalizing something soon for me. So thank you very much for that.
If I may add just one sentence, because I like to speak a lot.
No problem.
The secret to anything in Port Elizabeth, I would say, learning from experience, is consistency. Consistency is key. So if you start today, whether you have 10 people there was 10 people there. The next one will be 15. And don't give up on your dream. It might not look like it's going to go somewhere. And I didn't expect 90s to have 600 people. Sometimes we'll even have 1,000 people. Just 300 was all right with me. But it was just consistency. So
numbers is very important in general, right? As a DJ, you'll obviously know somebody like Jay-Z and his iconic shit at 97, where he said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
As I said, I was doing a bit of looking, and this is my constructive learning process. I came up on this thing across this video. How important is that to you, your numbers? Holistically, I don't mean only the people that you get through the door, or only the people that you have who's watching. Obviously, everybody can't always be there. They work, or family life, etc. They check the video like, hey, but I saw this, that, and the other. It was wow. I'm definitely coming the next time. Then you have your. I'm sure you must have this, but you have the support structure around you. Whether it's a loved one, whether it's a best friend, whether it's your two buddies, Benna and Derek.
Yeah.
How important is that to you?
So in the beginning, I used to chase it. Well, no, I wouldn't say in the beginning. After COVID, the 90s just blew up big time. And then after that, I was more focused on numbers. I mean, like I would tell Robin's my fiance.
Okay.
Look at the numbers, where we are, she said, you're losing focus and you're losing track of the character of the party. Stop looking at the numbers. And then it's like you're chasing like how many people are in the club. We are 300 people. I say the club looks empty and stuff like that. And then over time, as time progressed, I thought to myself, you know what? Now we're sitting with 700 people, 800 people. It's nice. It's very nice financially. But as an organizer and an event planner, it comes with a lot of stress. It comes because you are constantly worrying, when is something going to help? When is somebody going to step on somebody's feet or something? And I started to suffer from anxiety where I'm not enjoying myself anymore. I'm just sitting on a chair starting to worry. So at the later stage, I just sort of cut it to, I don't know if you've seen certain ads where I'll say, let's keep it at 500. If there's 500 people through the door, if there's 500 tickets sold, we are done. We are not going with 1,000 people anymore. We are not going with 600 people anymore. It becomes too much. And also I asked myself, do I want to just make a quick buck, or do I want to have a lasting brand? Because if you look at it from a golden oldies point, when did a golden oldies start? How many years back? And it's still relevant today. So my people are growing with their music over time.
Yeah.
So we can still be there for a long time. So if we keep the party small, like 400 people, and if you don't come to this one, you can come to the next one. But then the 90s will always be there.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say numbers now doesn't excite me as much, more than the legacy of the brand and the party continuing for years to come.
Okay. Just taught me another thing now. Thanks for that. Last thing I want to get into before we get out is you've mentioned obviously how the brand started, your support structure, how it took off to where it is now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna say thank you just yet because your wheel is still rolling, which means that you're still busy growing.
Yes.
You still got more goals to reach. I'm very confident you're gonna reach those. Thank you for doing what you love for Slam City. But what is the dream? What is the dream for the brand?
The dream for the brand, I think that is oh yes, what I'd like to do is, there's one thing I actually forgot. I want to just say thank you to all the people out there that has been supporting me. I don't want to mention names, because if I mention somebody's name,
I would suggest you
then
don't.
I
400,
don't,
there's a lot of names.
there's
Yeah.
quite a few. They know who they are. My regular people, I am a beneficiary on their bank account. So when the poster drops, they just pay. Those type of people. And I build relationships with people. So I want to say thank you to everybody that has been supporting 90s from day one up until now, and those of you that has newcomers to the party that's always been commenting, positive comments on the party. We've enjoyed this and this and this. Sometimes they'll get people that says, listen here, this wasn't, but they can liaise with me directly or speak to me directly. This was a problem, then I'll manage to sort it out for them as well. So with that being said, I think we've got the relationships they discovered. And 90s, I would like 90s to get to, I am growing now. You are invited to come to the next one, so you'll see our stage.
Yeah.
Our stage has improved.
You can
our
give a
sound,
shout out. Where is it going to be?
Yes, it's at the Nelson Mandela Bay Yacht Club. So we have moved there now. We have anchored ourselves there at the yacht club. So we have a good relationship with the people as well.
Okay.
And Monet from Party Design. Monet de Lange, he does our tents.
Big shout out to Monday.
They are big.
Old Brick and Mortar.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Old Brick and Mortar, the owner from Old Brick and Mortar. Yes, Monet de Lange, he does the tents.
Okay.
And Vivian does our sound. And yes.
You don't need to disclose it on camera.
So.
But you have to shout out their businesses.
Yeah.
So Vivian's, what is Audio Design Systems? Yes, that is his business's name. Okay. So and the sound system, and I think we're on a level where I'd like I have it now, where we have a restaurant where you can come and sit down, order food, and then there's also music for you, that caters for your time. So over the years, I finally, and it's a nice view next to the beach, and that next to the ocean. Sorry. So I think that's where we are with the 90s as well. Myself, I have started on something new as well, and I'm hoping that will also, get to a point. It's aimed at an older market, slightly different.
I was gonna say that you have a mature, because sorry now for saying this, but I mean, when you normally speak to club guys or club owners, they're worried about misbehaving.
Yeah.
There's a certain aspect of the conversation that leads to your enterprise or your event or the venue. Yeah, don't go there because of X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
But that is not something that is in your control.
No.
It's extremely difficult, and that's why I told you before this, that is something I respect about you a lot, is because I think, you correct me if I'm wrong, it's because you have a mature audience that you don't need to worry about petty arguments and things like that. We're here for a good time, If you want to fight, go join the boxing, or you know what I'm saying? It's been quiet though. I think it's also a good thing because I mean, I don't pay too much attention to gossip and things like that. But it's been quite a while since we've had like headline or trending news about somebody that's been in a club fight or something
Yeah.
bad happened to a loved one or a friend at
Yes.
in the nightlife, which is good. Which
It's
is
yeah,
good.
especially with other brands, younger markets as well. We haven't heard,
I
which
think
is
that's a
great.
good thing. I really think that's a good thing.
But with my age group people, they just come for a good time. You must also understand my market that I'm catering for. These people, they don't get to, they have children. You
Yeah.
know, they have high school children, they have work, they have extremely busy lives. And 90s for them is one day where they get to come down, they get to come out and be a 20-year-old again, so I have to take all those factors into consideration as well. So I can't still be having somebody that's going to come now and they might not come to the next one. Like you'll have your people that they'll do this one, then they'll skip one, then they'll come to the next one, or you'll have your consistent or that type of thing. But I'd like to make the environment as safe as possible for them so that they can, always want to say if a lady comes in heels and she's walking with her shoes in her hand, singing The Love I Lost, then I know she had the best time of her
Yeah.
life.
Oh, so that's how you know she had a good time, eh?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Just before we wrap up for after the pod, I'm just gonna ask you a few either or questions. This is basically you can calm down now. There's no
Okay.
more formal talk. So this is just to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So it's an experiment. I've never done this in this format before. I don't know if you've checked the Step podcast or like the Daily Show in America.
No, I haven't.
You haven't.
No.
Okay, no problem. So I ask you, you choose either or, and if you're uncomfortable, you just say pass.
Okay.
Okay, nothing inflammatory. I won't say anything to embarrass you. It's just your preference. Okay, you're right there.
Okay, I'm good.
It's quick fire. So what?
Okay.
The first one, you just go.
Let's just take a 2 minutes before you
Yeah.
jump into the.
This guy's
I think
killing me
it's
today.
done.
All right. So cat or dog?
Dog,
Brandy or whiskey?
whiskey,
Potjikos or braai?
braai,
Tekkies or shoes?
tekkies,
Morning slippers or kapalangs?
morning slippers,
A cap or a kappie?
cap,
Jeans or tracksuit pants?
jeans,
Bakkie or a car?
car,
Beach drive or chill at home?
beach drive,
Movie or series?
series,
Burger or steak?
steak,
Earrings or a chain?
chain,
A long walk or a slow drive?
slow drive,
Slow drive.
slow drive,
Okay. Hit the gym or chill on the couch on your day off?
hit the gym.
You a gym boy?
Yes, I work
Okay, I
out.
can see. Okay, cool.
Haven't been there for a while,
Yeah?
but yeah, that's my thing.
Okay. What is your favorite sport?
Rugby.
Rugby. So who's your favorite team? Quick fire, quick fire,
All Blacks.
quick fire, quick fire. All Blacks.
All Blacks.
What is the scariest animal alive for you?
A lion, a snake.
Okay, we'll take both. Yo, this guy. Sorry about it. Quick. A day event or night event for you as a participant, not as a host.
The event.
Day event. Cars or physical sport. So cars as in NASCAR or drags or boxing, karate.
Physical sport.
You like the physical sport?
Yes,
eh?
yes.
Who's your favorite athlete of all time?
My favorite athlete of all time. As in like in athletics?
Sportsman. So it can be a boxer, it could be a cricketer, it could be a rugby player, it could be somebody that plays golf, tennis. I don't know.
Well, Richie Mwanga is a...
I think we should have stopped this conversation, for everybody that's watching. Nah, definitely. Nice guy. Before we get out of here, anybody you want to give a shout out to? I know you said thank you to the people that are supporting you. I'm trying my utmost best for me and for my brand. Thank you for everybody that is constantly tuning in, for everybody that is bugging me, for everybody that is supporting, whether it's on TikTok, on my WhatsApp status, or on YouTube. Thank you very, very much. To the offshore people, I just mentioned this before. It was very inspiring, and it's really something I'm proud of to say to the next person. So over to you. Is there anybody?
Are you going to speak about the ladies that gave you a shout out from abroad? That was the thing that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Save it for after the
We'll save it for after the pod.
I want to say thank you to everybody. I've mentioned quite a bit of people. So mostly, Josh, thank you for having me.
I really appreciate
Both of
it.
you actually, and the people. I think at the end of the day, I would like to say thank you for the support to all the people, because at the end of the day, there wouldn't be any 90s to noughties
If
if
you didn't
it
have the
wasn't
support
support
of the
from the
people, yeah.
people. So mostly bigger shout out to all of them and my team.
Yeah. give another shout out quickly for the event. Just so that the guys have the date and the venue again.
So our next event is on the 1st of May. It's going to be held at the Nelson Mandela Bay Yacht Club. And I've moved 90s has become a matinee now. So we start at 4 and we end at 11. Sometimes
Okay.
we'll go over. So, you can
The
still
Cinderella
function.
princesses
You
and
can
Shrek,
still-
you are all fine. You'll be at home before the moon comes up and
Yes,
all that
you can
beautiful
still
things.
function properly the next day. So it
Okay.
is a public holiday, which is the Friday.
Okay.
So we're doing that one there. So
Okay.
hope to see all of you there.
Sugars,
Our
we in?
lineup.
We in? We in for the matinee yacht club.
Yeah, you have to come.
I'll speak to you guys after.
You have to be there.
Yeah,
You can come and interview the people.
I'm in. I'm gonna come in. Okay. I'm in. We'll discuss the theatrics. I'm in. I'm in. All right.
So now you've heard it, yeah?
Yeah.
So Josh will be there, and there'll be a cameraman, and you'll be interviewing the
I don't know.
crowd, and
We've never actually done like a sneak peek thing, man. Like, I don't know if you've checked this thing before where they like go to the clubs and they ask the guys like, sorry, no, I know you
Yeah,
you were
go
already
for it.
taken, but I mean, man, they'll approach a random dude and they'll be like, what are you looking for tonight? You want somebody in a hot dress or must you have high heels or long, And then they flip the script, they go to a female.
yeah.
And they're like, if you could pick your pair in the bunch tonight,
Yeah.
what shoes is he wearing? Is he wearing
Yeah.
Jordans? Does he have shoes on? Did you come for somebody in a blazer or a tie? Must he smell good type of vibe? This is something that I've got for WhatsApp PE, but it's a bit difficult. I'm not gonna lie, because we have this like we're on a quick fire with you now.
Yes.
I think I done not too bad. You done very well, I must
you,
say.
thank you.
But I just mean like we have this way in PE where people are like, they're not so much open to it, man. You know what I'm saying? From my perspective
Yes.
now. I came to notice, so I came to come and jam now. I don't smack to speak on the camera or whatever. That's perfectly fine, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's just to have like a good time.
I think
Inquisitiveness.
I think my crowd of people, they are very chill, they are very cool, they will interact with you. It's also a nice addition to have you there to do
thank
your
you
little
very
thing
much.
there. You're more than welcome to come. So I think my man's we are just laid back. It's just
Laid back music.
chill. We just chill. We
Yeah.
enjoy our music and we're there to have a good time, and
Okay.
so you're more than welcome to do
Okay.
that.
Thank you again for your time, and it was
Thank you,
really
sir.
a pleasure
It's
to
been awesome.
meet you again.
It's been awesome.
It has really been awesome. Sorry, we have to cut this short a little bit now, but Brag with your brain, ladies and gentlemen, check us out. We are on YouTube and we are almost at 450 loyal subscribers. So
Oh, nice. Wow,
that's growth for me. It's growth for me. It's not in the thousands yet, but God willing, we'll get there. Thank you so much for tuning in to Brag with your brain, and thank you so much to Mr. Rodney K.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll check you in after the pod.